Welcome to this week's episode of Humans in 5.
Today, we'd like to describe a scenario. You're at a party. Your friends are all chatting up a storm. The music is loud, plates are clinking, there's a smorgasbord of sound. There's all this noise, and yet you can hear the conversations around you without too much strain. You can hear what your friends are saying to you, and you might even be able to hear someone call out your name over the noise. How does that happen?
There are some aspects of our brains and cognition that allow us to pick out one voice from many and keep us engaged in the task at hand when we're surrounded by a world of distractions. Our capacity to listen to only certain details whilst filtering out the noise present in the world around is called the cocktail party effect.
This term was coined by cognitive scientist Colin Cherry in 1953. This effect kicks in whenever your brain tries to sort out the sounds that matter from those that might not be so important. We're able to sort out important sounds from noise through selective attention and selective hearing.
This doesn't mean that we are selecting what we do or don't hear. Our brains actually take over and direct our attention to the task of listening to one person while filtering out others. In one study, University of California, San Francisco researchers played two voices simultaneously, then asked listeners to only listen to one of the two voices. They found that the auditory cortex of each listener's brain, the part of your brain that processes the sounds that come in our ears, only seemed to register and decode the speech of one voice at a time. The second voice was actually tuned out by the brain since it wasn't transmitting important information.
And it's not just parties we're talking about here. Ever noticed your ability to overhear your name from a distant conversation, or how you can pick out a doorbell even when the TV's on and you weren't listening for it? These might be more instances of the cocktail party effect in action. This effect is still not completely understood, but it does help us understand a little bit more about how we can pick out one voice over the rest if we need to.
Well, here's another scenario. What if you're at a party and you're trying to talk to a friend over the noise, but they just aren't registering anything you're saying?
Well, not everyone processes sound in the same way. For example, people with auditory processing disorders, such as myself, or who have difficulty hearing on one side, have changes in our brains that make it difficult for us to recognize and interpret multiple sources of speech, especially in noisy environments. It's not that we're not interested. Our brains just don't quite process information in the same way.
So the next time you're at a party, when it seems like you're muting the crowd, you can thank your brain for making things a little easier on you.
And if you find a friend isn't quite paying attention in a noisy room, it might be that their brains aren't quite picking up everything around them.
Thanks for selecting us to listen to today, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.